Good morning. So I'm starting my day as always with a cup of tea, and while Mark's still in bed having a lie-in, I'm just taking a look through some of my cookbooks, trying to find some inspiration for some more weekly meal ideas. Found a few recipes I think I'll incorporate into this week's meal plan, including this chicken biryani and this chicken satay. And then also this smoked salmon and horseradish fish cakes. So this morning Mark and I are off out, and surprise, surprise, it's to another garden centre. This time though, this one's a bit further away. It's the Southdowns Garden Centre. They've got a little gardening museum. Which one did your dad have?
Well, he didn't have that one, but he had that manufactured.
Oh. Right, for painting white lines.
But I read about one once.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh.
The wooden horse. Oh, it looks like the museum is next door. So here we are. We've come to the Southdowns Garden Centre and stopped in for a bit of brekkie. Mark's gone for the classic. And I've got avocado and mushrooms on toast. I've just noticed out over there, they've got a little craft shop too. A little craft shop, Mark. Yeah. The gift and food section here is pretty impressive. These spice mixes have caught my eye. Ooh. Like a Tex-Mex. Got some larger kits up here too.
Onion, mustard, garlic.
It's like the stuff you get on, isn't it from the Isle of Wight, all this garlic from?
Yeah, it's young ones.
Yeah. Nice. So it's all kind of crisps like you get when you're on holiday. Aioli, pesto. Got curry sauce flavoured ones. They've even got truffle ones down there.
Really?
Yeah. Or confit d'onion. There's an array of alcohol as well. We've got all the Brighton gins in different flavours, which I've never seen. I've only seen like the original. One of our local cafes just sells the original Brighton gin. But they've got Brighton vodka as well. It's orange gin. And Silent Pool as well, which is also not far away from where we used to live. What are you looking at there, Mark?
No.
We've wandered into the garden museum, and here's the oldest lawnmower in the world. Who knew? It's not something you see every day. And this is Winston Churchill's lawnmower. Display here in the corner with like little doll's house miniature gardens. So they've got like little squares, and you can change it about to design your garden. I love that. Even the little seesaw. There's more down here with a little greenhouse. It's so cute. Got vintage cloches down here. Like little mini greenhouses. Lawn sheet, modelling some lawn boots. We've got some more miniature gardens here. And a slightly more modern garden. Lego set here.
There you go.
Yeah. We would dearly love one of these, a little tractor that's a sprinkler. So, there's some real bees and a little guide on what plants. Look at that one.
Yeah, see that?
That's a beast.
130 quid, like.
It's big though. Beastie boy. It's nice as well. Yeah, I really like the half barrels as planters. Mark doesn't though.
It's not like this guy. Yeah, that's about a million, yeah.
They're slightly smaller. Yeah, see, these ones are 40 quid. Oh, they're nice. They're really nice. There's planters around here that I like. These are nice. As are these wooden ones. Mark, I found my birthday present. I found my birthday present. We're looking at things we can't afford, aren't we? Oh, it's a little, I was going to say man cave, but no, because a woman could happily have this as well. Oh, I love the little porch with the hot tub on.
What I mean?
I mean, I suspect it's more, they built these with more things like home offices and things like that in mind, but nice. Now that is a shed. Oh, greenhouses, Mark. Look at that. That's a beast of a greenhouse. Wow. I changed my mind. I'd like this greenhouse instead.
You'd love that, eh? You better go to your bar.
What about that one, Mark? Isn't it? Just dreaming about. Just dreaming in case we win the lottery. So I thought I'd just do a little bit of a catch up. We're on our way back from the Southdowns Garden Centre. Garden Centre itself was great. It was so huge. It's all undercover as well, so it was really nice. But I was starting to get a little bit hot and bothered because it's such a nice day out. It was really warm in the garden centre. We had a good look round. We had a look particularly at things that we couldn't afford, but you know, it's nice to dream sometimes. Mark's just gone into Sainsbury's to cash in his penny change pot, and so while I'm waiting for him to do that, I thought I'd stop and bought some pesto mozzarella type crisps. Give them a go. He's back. Right, what's the total?
You got a guess?
I'm sure it was about 50 quid last time.
Well, it wasn't 50 quid, but it was nearly.
45.
Correct. 45 and 80 odd pence.
Oh, nice.
But I don't. Thing is, right? I don't. When I cash in, I don't always fill it to the top. It's about that much. I reckon if I was to fill that tin, depends on the right coinage. I reckon it would hit the 50 mark.
Yeah. No, but that's nice.
Well, actually, no. It does hit the 50 mark. You know why?
Because they
take a percentage off, don't they?
Yeah.
So actually, it's about 50 quid minus the thing. Okay.
Mark, would you like to try a pesto mozzarella crisp?
No, 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 no. Thank you. Right. Should we go home now?
I'm sure you don't want to try any crisp.
No, right.
They taste like holiday.
Fuck it.
They do, they taste like being on holiday. So I've been feeling nostalgic for certain films, and this is one I haven't seen in many a year. Can anyone guess what it is? So the time's now about 5 p.m. and I've been left to my own devices. Mark has headed off for a couple of hours. Now, I haven't done a weekend vlog for such a while that I don't think any of you have been updated on how my Cluedo quilt is going. Well, the truth of the matter is it really hasn't actually got much further. So I've been on to the actual quilting part. I've done the patchwork and I've layered it up, but I'm finding the actual quilting quite difficult and I've been having to unpick rows. I thought I'd give it a little bit of a go now, and I'm just going to be far more careful and slower and methodical with this. I'm not going to do too much either. Just going to probably get half an hour in and see if I can get a couple of rows down, just so I can start moving this along again. Otherwise this project's going to stagnate a little bit. Of course, I've just finished watching Practical Magic, and I know they're based on the books, and I wondered if anyone else has actually read them. I think that's definitely something I could get into. I'm not huge into fantasy when it comes to reading, but I think they could be quite a cool series to get into. But I'd just like anyone's thoughts before I got into that, especially as there's a Practical Magic 2 film coming out. I lost some of my bookie friends, but if anyone's read them, I'd love to know your thoughts. I'll have to look up later the cast for Practical Magic 2. I very much hope it's going to be a in cinema type film, but I suspect it will be on one of the streaming networks. And I have access to Netflix. I don't really want to pay out for any of the others. This afternoon I'm making some chocolate shortbread. Start with 175 grams of butter and add in 85 grams of sugar and a dash of vanilla, and you mix that until it's well incorporated. Then sift in 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder and 200 grams of plain flour. Mix the dry ingredients in, and when you can, tip it out onto a table and gently knead it so it all comes together. The dough needs to chill for at least 20 minutes before we roll this out and cut out the biscuits. I'm using this time to prep the toppings for my shortbread, which I'm going to use white chocolate and chopped pecans, and I'm going to also line a baking sheet. My dough is nice and chilled, so I can go ahead and roll this out. I want them to be quite chunky, so I've left them at about 1 centimetre thick before I go ahead and cut them into fingers. I'll bake these at 180 for approximately 15 minutes and then allow to cool. These turned out really nice, so I'm just going to coat one end with some melted white chocolate and some toasted pecans. It's a really lovely afternoon treat. Thank you for spending the weekend with us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.